I'm gonna get into this psychoanalysis thing.
Go for it.
Netflix.
Oh yeah.
The video I sent you.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff, people. So check this out, because we all watch Netflix. And when they dropped this jewel on me, I was like, damn. It's funny how the dots connect.
Yep.
So Sigmund Freud, people know as the father of psychoanalysis. I'm sure you've heard the name. I've heard the name. Sigmund Freud. He was molested, unfortunately, by his father, who molested all of the kids. Himself, Sigmund, became a pedophile advocate. He believed that women were a problem, and that's because women had penis envy.
Damn.
So I'm just giving you the beginning of this story, y'all, to connect the dots. So then you got Sir Clement Freud, who's the grandson, who was also a pedophile, and he was accused of taking away some girl. It must have been a big story because they brought her up by name, but you could look into that further if you like. The sister, Anna Freud, who ends up having a son whose name is Edward Bernays. Remember the name Bernays, people. So that's Sigmund Freud's nephew, I believe. He becomes the father of propaganda, Edward Bernays. And he convinced women to smoke cigarettes, and he told them this was like part of the feminist liberation. Again, like me and you have said, a lot of times these movements, especially liberal movements, unfortunately, that we even grew up kind of believing in and championing, have been used to spread propaganda. So this was put under the guise of feminine liberation. Torches of freedom is what they called them. So they got women to smoke
Cigarettes. Torches of freedom.
And probably when they were pregnant and all of that.
I love it.
Before they told us what cigarettes really do to people. All right. So he was a champion of social engineering. He believed in nurturing the public's desire to prey on humans' weaknesses. And they made a family business out of pretty much psychology. And he thought of people as mindless consumers. And so then enter Marc Bernays Randolph, which is the CEO of Netflix. So he would be like the great nephew of Edward Bernays.
Right.
Which is all connected to the Sigmund Freud family.
Is it Bernays or Bernays?
Let me see.
I think it's Bernays.
Is it with the N in there, huh?
Yeah.
Because down here I have the N, up here I do not.
Yeah, I think it's
so
Bernays.
So it may be Bernays. Marc Bernays Randolph, CEO of Netflix.
And what was who was the guy who invented? Edward Bernays is the nephew of Sigmund Freud.
Correct. The father of propaganda.
Google him, guys. He invented PR. So everything you see now, public relations, marketing, publicity firms, all that stuff, because his uncle was so well-versed in human psychology, he used that against the general public.
I want to give a shot to the information giver because I did not give it on the last episode, and I felt bad about it. I didn't send it to you on Cushion Kendra's. I sent it to your personal. But pretty much there was more to the story, too. Like they gave evidence of Netflix things that were trying to sway the public. And I didn't want to go all into that because that's subjective. But I just wanted to show people the connections all the way back to Sigmund Freud. And, of course, you just said the PR, and now here we are at Netflix. So it's just like, damn.
So Edward Bernays is the nephew of Sigmund Freud. Is that correct? Edward Bernays?
Yes.
And his nephew or his grandson is...
The great nephew of Edward is Marc Bernays, the one that's the
Marc
current.
Bernays Randolph.
Correct.
So his middle name is Bernays and his last name is Randolph?
Look it up. Because these are just notes that I took off a video that I watched, people. That's why I want to give you the actual video so you can look at it yourself. I just want to bring the information to you, peoples, because I thought it was quite intriguing. And you know we like connecting the dots here. Here it is. Found Consciousness is the channel on IG. Found Conscious is the IG. Netflix exposed. Check it out.
Yeah, his name is Marc, M-A-R-C, Bernays, B-E-R-N-A-Y-S, Randolph. Yep. CEO of Netflix. So that's the great nephew.
So they just
Of
kept
what-
the
of
last
Sigmund
name
Freud?
as the middle, huh?
Yeah, well, he probably married. Yeah, he married down the line. Exactly. Somebody married a Randolph. Randolph was born to a Jewish family in Chappaqua, New York, the eldest child of Stephen Bernays Randolph, an Austrian-born nuclear engineer, and Muriel Lipschick of Brooklyn, New York. One of Randolph's paternal great-granduncles was... Let's get it going. Let me get that little drum roll real quick. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Psychoanalysis pioneer, Sigmund Freud. Amazing. Another paternal great uncle of Randolph was Edward Bernays, an Austrian-American pioneer in the field of public relations and propaganda. Randolph spent his summers during high school and college working for the National Outdoor Leadership School, becoming one of its youngest instructors. Graduated from Hamilton College with a geology degree. Damn, bro. That was dope when you sent that to me. That's incredible.
Yeah, I was impressed because we just love when they put it together.
I
We
love
love
it.
connecting the dots
I
for
love
the
it.
people, but when somebody
love
else
it.
has already connected dots, let me go ahead and share it with y'all.
So one of the offspring said, hey, it's really cool that you guys figured this out and have shown other people how to implement it in their products. We're going to have an actual service that implements the whole shebang through all of these different programs.
Kush and Chemtrails, the world's most dangerous podcast.